Hi, this is Joe Tufo, President of Cash Flow Specialists Incorporated. Tonight we're going to explain fee, yes or no. This is presented by me, Joe Tufo. You see my picture there in the slide, and you can go to www.joetufo.com/fees. Reasons not to pay a fee. First of all, you may not have any money in the bank. Second of all, you may expect a professional to work for free. Examples might be an attorney working on a contingency. Sometimes, if a case has merit, you can bring in an attorney, and the attorney, as long as the person that is being sued has got deep pockets, the attorney may be willing to take that on a contingency, and then he or she will work for a period of time for you. When the case is won and the settlement is achieved, the attorney will get their fees, plus they might get 30%, 33%, 35%, 40%, possibly more. Second of all, you might find a CPA that will work on a contingency. Examples would be startup companies that can't afford to take and pay the fees for a CPA. Instead, what they do is they give up equity. And they might give 1%, 2%, 3%, 5%, 10%, 15%. I was brought in to run a company down in Los Angeles. It was the funding company that I was president of, that I had raised a considerable amount of money for, and they brought me in, and of course they didn't have any money to pay me, so they gave me 25% of the company. And so that's a possibility. Another example would be a realtor. Realtors will take, and the smart ones at least, that are working on a contingency will pre-qualify you, and they'll find out if you have money, if you have any kind of contingency involved. They'll go and they'll run you through a series of questions. Let's talk about reasons why you want to pay a fee. First of all, certified professionals charge fees. We just want to get that out of the way to begin with. Second of all, certified professionals that charge fees have got a proven protocol and process. We know exactly what works. We teach that there are 4 key elements to funding. Number 1, you got to have a powerful executive summary. You can go to our site, you can purchase those. Second of all, you want to have bios of key individuals. Third, you want to have a detailed use of funds broken down monthly for the first year, quarterly thereafter. And then fourth, you want to have a minimum 5-year pro forma with a proven exit strategy so that the investor has a way of getting their money back. Then you want to take and ensure that your project is expedited through the funding gauntlet. My children have a favorite movie. I believe it's called First Night. It was one of the first movies that Heath Ledger, the actor, was in. And I remember that guy going through the gauntlet, and he had to avoid all those contraptions so he didn't get knocked off. And that's exactly what happens here, folks, is that you need a seasoned, certified professional that can take and navigate your project through the funding gauntlet. And that's what we do. You want to make sure that the project is submitted to the appropriate funding source. I can't tell you how many times when I was president of that funding company down in Los Angeles that people submitted applications to us, and it wasn't appropriate for what our target market was that we could fund day in and day out. And so consequently, probably a third to half, sometimes as much as 90% of the time of our underwriters was wasted because people were sending things to us that were not part of what we would take and accept. And it's the same thing here. You waste precious time because if you go with someone that is not a seasoned, certified professional, you could have your project submitted to the wrong source, to the inappropriate source, and consequently your project can be delayed and run the danger of never being funded. Plus, client education costs money. I receive dozens of professional publications every month. I still get 6 different banking publications on a monthly basis, including Global Finance. And so I spend time every day, about an hour every day, sometimes a little bit more, sometimes a little bit less. On the weekends, I spend more time because client education costs money. When you go and you become indoctrinated, you become part of our system, we give you a tremendous education because we're looking for clients for life. We're not looking for a client to just do 1 or 2 transactions with us. We want clients for life. So let's talk about what you get when you don't pay a fee. First of all, most of these yahoos don't have any kind of proven process. Second of all, they take a shotgun approach. They just figure that, just like you might figure, if you can get people to work for free, if one is good, 10 is better, they figure if one funding source, 10 is better. And what they're doing is they're burning their bridges with these funding sources because they're shotgunning your stuff out all over the internet, and you don't want that. One of the biggest dangers is that one of your competitors can get a hold of whatever your project is. So a lot of these people, they just don't know what they're doing, and it's death to you. You get inconsistent service, and you're just a number. What happens is that if you're going to somebody and you're going to 10 different people, they get your thing in, and they may not be very well organized. They spend half the day trying to find the file. They don't know what they're talking about. It's just an absolute nightmare. So the dangers of the shotgun method, first of all, the funding source is getting multiple submissions. So you picture it. You take and you shotgun your thing out on something on the internet like, I don't know, Go Big or Go for Funding, or, there's a dozen of those different search engines. And what happens is you shoot it out to, I don't know, you shoot it to 10 or 15 different people, and they shoot it to 10 or 15 people. Pretty soon you've got that thing out to multiple places, and you're just shooting yourself in the foot. This alone can blacklist both you and your project. There is an international blacklist, and trust me, folks, you don't want to get on it. So you can kill your project. So it's not where you want to go. So let's talk about the fees. A business consultant fee covers only expenses, and it's capped. So we charge a business consultancy fee. I have 32 years as of this recording in financial services. Like, I started November of 1976. I have a number of different degrees and credentials that I've earned over the years, and the expense fee is capped. So if I exceed the expense fee, you don't owe me any more money. And then we also receive a success fee, and that is only earned with successful funding. So let's go over that one more time. We have a business consultancy fee. It covers only the expenses, and it's capped. Second of all, we have a success fee that's only earned with a successful funding. Because, see, folks, I could be working for you for a 6-month period of time. That's what our agreement calls for, and we need to make sure that we can stay in business, and so that we can pay all the professionals that we have to hire to help us with the prep work on your project. And that's what you want. You want the best. You got to get somebody certified. You got to get somebody seasoned. You got to get somebody that knows what they're doing. So the next step, take action now and go to www.joetufo.com/fees. God bless you, and good night.